I think this is really the story of the sports world right now. It's a situation with Urban Meyer.
Football will always have the most dominant stories of the year, every year.
Even in the offseason.
That's where they get the most interesting.
Right, even in the offseason. So Urban Meyer caught on video at a bar in Cincinnati, essentially with another woman that's not his wife.
A few different women.
A few.
He took pictures with people.
Took pictures, and then there was a video of him perhaps.
It was an autograph sign. That's
touching
all it was.
somebody.
He was just sitting.
He apologized to the team, but apparently not as a team. He went to different position groups. No. Let me just set it up for you. Here was the talk earlier this morning. Marcus Spears and Dan Orlovsky call for Urban Meyer to be let go in Jacksonville. Take a listen.
What's going over in the Jaguars locker room today?
Not only the locker room, but Shad Khan, you need to find your new head coach, bro. It's time for Urban Meyer to be dismissed and relieved of his duties. This is not the first distraction, right? This is not a visceral reaction to what Urban Meyer did, even though there needs to be one to that as well. He brought in a strength coach that had racist history. He brought in Tim Tebow to play tight end, which he never did in the NFL before. This is a pattern that we've seen go on since Urban Meyer has been the head coach in Jacksonville. And then this particular situation with a young quarterback, first pick, just married, 0-4, trying to win football games, and the coach is the exact wrong reason why they in the news. I played football 9 years in the NFL. Every head coach I ever had said, don't be the guy to take focus off of what we're doing as a football team as we try to win games. It was a message that resonated throughout every locker room I've ever been in. Shad Khan, you on the clock, bro. It's time for you to find another head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it needs to start like right now, like today.
Marcus, you mentioned Trevor Lawrence, the young quarterback. I want to put myself in his shoes and talk to Coach Urban Meyer as the coach. It's hard for you to lead me when you can't lead yourself. How can I sit here in the locker room and listen to you preach about culture when you do things like this? My success is incredibly dependent on your ability to lead our organization. And if you can't lead yourself to make consistently the proper decisions, then how can I trust my career with you? How can I trust that you're going to do what's best for me and all of my teammates? I don't want to sit in the locker room and listen to you talk about doing the right things. I don't want to sit in the locker room and hear you preach about culture and changing things. To your point, we're 0-4. We're 0-4, and you want me to constantly do the right things when you can't? I agree. I don't want you as my head coach anymore.
Yeah, I think it's as simple as this.
And that video right there is courtesy of ESPN with my boys Marcus Spears and Dan Orlovsky. Dan will be on the show tomorrow. I'm so excited to have him. How about the class of 05 NFL? Marcus Spears, myself, Dan Orlovsky. You know, with everything he said in that, I want to get your take on this, Dad, Ryan and Mass. You know, obviously, you know, he talked about hiring the coach that had some racist slurs that he had said and, you know, putting him on the staff. You know, you go back to when he was at Florida and he protected, you know, one of his coaches that was beating his wife and some other things of that nature. And then you talk about the Tebow deal. I don't know how big the Tebow deal is, but, hey, you know what? You can throw it in there as well. You know, and then obviously sending the rest of your team home after a Thursday night game in Cincinnati under the pretense of spending time with the family, and that didn't look like family. My bigger thing is just this, very simple. This is what you do when the pressure gets to you and you're 0-4. What happens? What do you do at 0-8? What do you do at 0-12? What do you do at 0-17? Like, if this is what you do at 0-4, like you need to blow off some steam. You need to be, I don't care what you were doing. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't what you should have been doing. You stayed back essentially to blow off steam, and this is what you do at 0-4. What do you do at 0-8? What do you do at 1-7, Dad? Like, what do you do?
At 0-4, you look up some realtors online. Yeah. At 0-8, you decide which one. On 0-12, you start packing. That's what you do. Here's a true story. I sent Shad Khan a proposal for Stan Edwards to be a front office consultant and help him pick his next coach. Wow. He never responded. That's okay. I would not have picked Urban Meyer. And for reasons like this, he's always capable of doing that. Every now and then he gets heartburn and he leaves the job and he's healthy again. He's going around. Urban Meyer is about Urban Meyer. And when you have someone who is good at what they do. He's a good college football coach. He's not great. Great for me is Saban, Bryant, Eddie Robinson. That's great. Urban Meyer's a very good college football coach. But when you have someone who bounces around like that, and there's always reason why he leaves, it's
like
only a matter of time before
something.
only a matter of time before something else comes up around him that's not going to be good for your program.
The bottom line, no pun intended. Pun intended is, can this guy lead a group of men any longer? And I could sit here as never being in the room before and say no. But Braylon, if he was your coach, if you're a 6, 7, 8-year vet in the NFL and you see your coach doesn't come back on the bus, doesn't come home on the plane, and stays there, and then we got to deal with all this, what are you saying as a 6, 7, 8-year vet? What are you saying as a 22-year-old rookie that looks up to the head coach? You see your first coach in the NFL is God. I'm in the NFL, and this is what you're doing?
To be honest, to be 100% honest, everybody is human. Human beings make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all have made a mistake, that we wish we could have back, or mistakes we wish we could have back. So I get the level of, humanity there. But the bigger problem is, you're talking about you didn't come back with the team. You stayed here. You stayed here after a loss. You stayed here after this blowing up in your face. Like, you actually had a decent game. Actually played a decent game against Cincinnati. You lost a hard-fought game. Trevor Lawrence has one of his better games, his best game. And then this is what happened. You stay back and you get involved in this foolishness. But not only that, when you come back to Jacksonville, you cancel team meetings because you're scared to look at us in the eye. Like, that's cowardice. Like, you can't own up to it in front of 61 guys. You got to go around to the rooms, like, privately and talk to guys. And then when you leave, guys are laughing. Mike Silver put the report out there. Guys are laughing after you leave. Guys are confused. Like, you don't have the respect of the older men. I mean, the more veteran players in the league. And then the younger players are looking like, what is this? Like, I do stuff like that.
You referred to Mike Silver, NFL writer. I want to read what he put out about this Urban Meyer situation with the players. The players were particularly put off by the fact that Meyer canceled Monday's team meeting as he dealt with the uproar over the videos of him and the young woman getting cozy in that Ohio bar. He even canceled the team meeting. He was too scared. That's what one player said. Michael Silver went on to say, instead, Meyer only apologized to position groups individually. He portrayed the woman in the video as a random person who was just there dancing. His audience was highly skeptical. Then said one player, quote, "We looked at him like WTF, right? He left everyone, right when he left, everyone started dying laughing, and he knew it." And then bottom line, I think he listens to our podcast, bottom line, said the player, "It's bad. I don't know how he's going to function. I don't know how Urban Meyer survives this situation. He's a losing coach in the NFL. Everywhere he goes, there's something, as you mentioned.
It's a little trail that's in the
I don't know. And you have Darrell Bevel on that staff right now, who was the interim coach in Detroit when Matt Patricia left.
Seattle.
So you do have a head coach on the staff that could step in at least for the remainder of the season.
Well, they're going to have some decisions to make, and they're going to have a short period of time to make those decisions. I'm with you guys. I don't think he survives the entire season. What's going to happen is a lot of folks, or a lot of good coaches, going to wonder, do I really want to coach under Shad Khan? It's almost the same thing as coming to Detroit Lions. They never get the top quality coaches that are available because they say, you go to Detroit if you're just trying to do a money grab or you are trying to end your career. That's going to start looking like what's happening in Jacksonville. So as Urban Meyer goes out the door, what quality coach are they going to get to come replace him?
Yeah, two things about this. One, I think we get the news today that he has to step down because they start practice on Wednesday.
More heartburn, huh?
Tuesday in the NFL. Save that thought.
Exactly.
Save that thought. Got to get to a break. Urban Meyer, Tom, I want you to weigh in as well. You're sick for Urban Meyer. You just want to go to church and say prayers for him.
Made a mistake. Stayed one day too long.
One day too long. Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Tuesdays in the NFL is an off day for the NFL players. A lot of decisions.
Not for the coaches, though.
A lot of decisions are made on Tuesday. Maz, I'll come to you. You haven't had a chance to weigh in on this. But I think all three of us say he doesn't last the week. You say what?
Well, let's put up Shad Khan's note from this morning. And he kind of gives him a rope. And he believes that he can survive.
Let me read the statement if people are listening on the audio-only app right now. I have addressed this matter with Urban. Specifics of our conversation will be held in confidence. What I will say is his conduct last weekend was inexcusable. I appreciate Urban's remorse, which I believe is sincere. Now, he must regain our trust and respect. That will require a personal commitment from Urban to everyone who supports, represents, or plays for our team. I am confident he will deliver. That is the end of the statement from the Jaguars owner.
They paid him a lot of money to come here. He was very comfortable at Fox doing his thing on college football. He is a great coach. I know Stan says he's a very good coach. I think he's a great coach. Would he be a good pro coach? That's something we're going to find out. It looks like Jags got better week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4. They almost beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati on Thursday night. He went home. He stayed home in Ohio to visit his grandkids. But he should have been there for the Monday meetings. He stayed one day too long. Obviously, what happened, everything gets caught on camera these days. He's a human. It's not like he got in a car drunk and ran somebody over. I mean, players are going to laugh at coaches no matter what. Yeah. You don't think they laughed at Marty Morningweg? You don't think they laughed at Matt Patricia? What, are you kidding? They laugh at everybody because they're young men. They're kids. They get a lot of money to play. This guy is a great coach. Shad Khan hired him to get this franchise out of the mire. And I stay, he stays.
Well, what Shad Khan is doing right now, he's looking at the financials. If I get rid of this guy, looking at the language in the contract, what is it going to cost me? So Shad had to say, no, he's in right now. Because if he said anything less than that, then you know it's coming. And Shad's not really sure if it's economically feasible to get rid of him today.
And if you don't, go ahead. I was going to say, if you don't get rid of him today, let's play this out.
He did the whole staff already.
But again, you just mentioned something, Maz, that they have gotten better week to week to week. Every time Jacksonville has played a game, they have gotten better this year. Right?
Yeah,
I think we can agree on that.
They had a clunker in there.
Okay,
but they're competitive.
If they come out this week and just lay an egg, it's over. Right? I mean, if they come out and lay an egg after a week like this, then he might be gone. They might give him the opportunity to say, do you have this team or do you not have this team? Will this team quit on you this week? I think you can see that this week, whether or not they quit on him.
They play the Titans. That's a tough game to win.
It's over now. It's over now. You heard Marcus Spears. I'm a former player. My father's a former player. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a coach who made a mistake, stayed back, pushed his team and said, hey, you guys fly back. I'm going to stay for family. You make how much money? You can't use one of Shad Khan's jets to fly your family down to Jacksonville and have them visit with you there. You have to stay in Ohio and then do something like this. I don't care that you were having a comfortable job out there with Fox and we bought you out of retirement. We bought you out of retirement to be a leader of men. And men make mistakes. I understand that. But he can't make a mistake like that at his position. He's the head coach of a football team. That's some BS that you expect from kids and even grown men doing stuff like that. But they're not leading. They're not the leader of men. They're not the leader of individuals. They're not the ones that set the standard. Like, he sets the standard as the focal point of the franchise. He's the head guy. He's the guy that can't do stuff like this. I'm sorry. I know it's not human nature, but you better find a way not to make mistakes like this as a head coach. He can't make it through today. He has to be gone by 5 o'clock today, I'm telling you, because the team doesn't respect him. You've lost the players. What the hell was that guy doing? I don't even know if they even ever had him. But I tell you one thing, now that you don't have that, they will never respect you. They will never listen to anything you say. He canceled a team meeting after doing that. That's stuff that kids do.
You just gave me goose pimples.
I'm just saying, you canceled, like, he stayed back in Ohio, messed up, then canceled the team meeting because he can't deal with what he did in the mess up. That guy can't, he's a coward.
Listen to me.
That's as good a take as you'll hear.
If he didn't do what he did at that bar and he stayed home and visited his family, and then flew in, are you still want to fire him?
If I was white, I'd be white. I wouldn't be black. Like,
I'm asking you. Do you still fire the guy?
It's an if thing.
I'm with Braylon. It doesn't matter.
He did it. It don't matter.
That's not what he did. I agree with you because I was going to comment and say there's a lot of people that don't fly back on the plane for a number of reasons. Health reasons, want to see a family member, a sick person. There's a number of reasons people get excused, and that goes for head coaches as well. But what he did, I saw it coming. It was only a matter of time.
All right, so if you don't see him on the bar and that woman grinding on him, is it a different story if he takes pictures with a bunch of ladies? Is it different?
No, it's not. It's not, because he had no business doing. He had no business when he walked in that place. It was over for him.
A picture allowed you to look at it as you saw glossy eyes. Like, we know what glossy eyes mean.
Man.
You see, like,
he
if
had
it was
a couple of drinks.
Hold on, but watch this. If you just see a picture and it's some glossy eyes and it's a couple different women, then we know what happened, but we have no proof. So it's like, yeah, you know what, you got lucky with this one. We'll give you a pass. Has the morning meeting on Monday, etc. He gets the pass. Not only did we see glossy eyes in the picture, we also saw the video. We also saw what could have been some other physical things, and then you cancel the meeting, and then you can't talk to your teammates. I mean, your team as the players, and the players are saying you lost the team. He's a coward. He wouldn't talk to us all together. What more do you need?
Well, what I got from him at the microphone after he got back to Jacksonville is, I'll just tell you guys anything because I've done it before. Gotten away with it before, so I'll just do it again.
That video is as damning a video as you will see.
Not to mention, if you read that, the last thing I said, I know I got animated about this topic. I'm excited.
Please.
But if you read that with Shah Khan, his words, one of the things he said in there, and get everybody in this building, what it says right there, it said, now he must regain our trust and respect. That will require a personal commitment from Urban to everyone who supports, represents, and plays for our team. There's no way in hell he's getting that. There's no way in hell
he's not getting that. And I'll dare I say, as a rookie coach, who's to say he had it in the first place?
Yeah.
I mean, just because he was a good college coach doesn't mean that he walks into the NFL and
if I'm
commands
Shah Khan,
that's good. That's good, Ryan, because there's a number of veteran players. When he even got hired, hey, what does he even know about the league? Why is he getting granted all of this? And he hasn't proved anything that he can do anything on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I just who's to say that he even had it, especially because of the track record that was listed out from Marcus Spears with hiring the coach that had some racial issues in the past.
Right.
Then you bring Tebow in, people were laughing about that. Now, I didn't have a problem with that.
Then he protected his friend from Florida in Ohio State. The other thing about that is Shah Khan's a businessman. Businessmen do not like to make look stupid. They don't look stupid. They don't want anybody to make them look stupid. They don't allow that to happen. If he keeps Urban Meyer, it's guaranteed. It's a proven track. He has a proven track record that he's going to do something else that's going to make you look stupid. And now your credibility is enlarged. Like, oh wow, Shah Khan, you're not a businessman, or you're not as good of a businessman as I thought you were. Right. He's got to get rid of him for himself and for the Jacksonville Jaguars organization and franchise.
Yeah, and we'll see where this thing ends up. Stan, you got any final parting thoughts for us? Any words of wisdom?
They are cleaning out a new office for Urban Meyer to work at Flexingate. That's Shah Khan's company. That's where he's going. I'm still paid, but you got to do something.
How about the wrestling?
He go over there and be a commentator with AEW.
Hey, Darrell Bevel can add another interim head coach tag to his resume, right?
Oh man.